Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. We got some crazy news in relation to the anime, and we got some of the craziest news of all because the batch of Animation Chronicle 2023 has just dropped. This is always one of my favorite sets every single year, and we have a crazy amount of new cards that got revealed, including a card that remained a mystery for 16 years, a card that was going to be used by Braun, Mad King of Dark World in Season 3 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. It was not successfully summoned, and now we are finally getting that card, and that is where we have to start, and that card is Colorless Chaos King of Dark World. So first of all, there is so much going on with the design of this monster. I love the black and white, basically just negative color scheme of this monster. You've got these black tentacle-like things coming out and wrapping around this creature. Honestly, it looks terrifying. It is design-wise fantastic. Love the way that this card looks. And then, of course, we are going into the effect. So, obviously, it's got question mark for attack and defense. And 2 fusion summon it is Rainbow, Overlord of Dark World, and 2 or more Fiend monsters. If this card is fusion summoned, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. The card's original attack and defense becomes the number of materials used for its summon times 1,000. And then once per turn is a quick effect. You can target 1 face-up card you control, discard 1 card, and if you do, your opponent cannot target the targeted face-up card with card effects this turn. So obviously you can kind of protect this monster because you can target this card with this effect, and then it can't get targeted with card effects, so it can kind of give this card some protection. It's going to have at least 3,000 attack if it's summoned the way that it's intended, and it destroys all cards your opponent controls. That includes spells and traps. I mean, listen, we have waited literally 16 years for this card, and no one was really actively waiting. Like, it would have been amazing. It always would have been amazing if we got this card, but I never really thought I'd see the day where they would actually make this card. I think the other big card from GX, Super Fusion God, I think that's also a possibility at some point down the road because of Colorless Chaos King of Dark World actually coming. And it's just awesome, man. I feel they have paid respect and tribute to the older Master Duel Yu-Gi-Oh! Animes in such cool ways over the past few years, and it's so cool that a card that was almost summoned almost 2 decades ago in a season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is now actually coming to life. And that's really the magic of Yu-Gi-Oh, man. It's awesome. So, Colorless Chaos King of Dark World is finally here. We are also getting some Rex Raptor Dinosaurs from Season 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, the Waking the Dragons era. It sucks because if you told me new cards from Doma was coming to the game, I would have begged that it was armor cards, that it was Valen's armor cards. Unfortunately, it's not. We're still waiting for those, and we're getting some kind of random dinosaur monsters here. I'll show them on screen. I'm not going to go over their effect, but they are coming as well. We are getting some more of Yanagi's cards in this set. If you don't remember Yanagi, he was the old man who loved collecting and treasured things, and he was early on in 5Ds, met Yusei while they were in jail. We're getting a few more cards there, so that's kind of cool. If any of you guys are into the Ancient Treasures archetype, I'm sure you're very happy about that. But the other one I want to focus on is 3 Playmaker related cards. We have 2 Cyburst related traps, Transaction Rollback, and then the other one is really cool, Code Hack. And obviously, you know, that's a reference to Playmaker being a hacker, but you also see Decode Talker in this circle with a bunch of the, you would imagine, hacking code going around Decode Talker. So that is really cool, but believe it or not, this is not the coolest card in this batch of Playmaker support. The coolest card is easily Drastic Draw, which is a normal spell card that shows Playmaker or the silhouette of Playmaker reaching out for 3 cards as if he's reaching into the data storm that he would reach into many times throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains in hopes to grab a card that will be able to get him out of a pinch, which we saw many different times in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains anime, as he was a character who never lost. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You cannot normal or special summon monsters the turn you activate this card except Cyber's monsters. Banish all monsters you control, minimum 2. So you have to control at least 2 monsters to activate this. And then you draw 3 cards. So I guess if you're in a really tight pinch, I can see this being very useful if the situation calls for it. I'm interested to see how you guys feel about this, because drawing 3 cards in any capacity is crazy, but you do need to banish every single monster on your field, and you need to at least control 2 monsters. Being locked into Cyber's monsters for the rest of the turn is not really a big deal for that deck. You draw 3, and a lot of Cyber's combos, at least the ones that I'm familiar with, you only need a couple of cards to start those crazy combos. So I feel like this card definitely has some potential, but I'd really love to know your thoughts when it comes to the effectiveness of this card. But I will say, man, the design is easily my favorite design of all of the cards we've gotten revealed to us in Animation Chronicle 2023, except, of course, the Colorless King, because, well, let's just be honest, the card is disgustingly cool. And then we're getting another card. This card was one of the strongest anime-only monsters from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds for a very long time, and that is Combat Wheel. This is apparently, according to the Yugioh organization article, the last unprinted synchro from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. So if you told me when 5Ds ended that in 11 years we would have every single synchro monster printed from that game or from that anime in the game, I don't know if I would have believed you, but here it is. Combat Wheel is finally getting printed, and another archetype we might be getting, which is an archetype that I have been begging for, is Earthbound Servant. And you might be saying, well, hold on, I read all these articles. We didn't get any news on Earthbound Servant. So, on the pack artwork, which is an alternate artwork of Junk Warrior, really cool artwork for him, you can see Earthbound Servant Geo Grasha. This is insane. I always say the Animation Chronicle set is so cool because it gives us anime fans a chance to see the monsters that have been forgotten about for 5, 10, hell, 16 years, a chance to actually come to the real game. And oh, this is awesome. We are getting Earthbound Servants. We're getting Combat Wheel. We're getting some additional Playmaker cards. We're getting Rex Raptor's Dinosaurs. And we're getting freaking Colorless Chaos King of Dark World. Super Fusion God is next. I'm telling you, man, it's gotta be. But guys, that wraps up the coverage here from Animation Chronicle 23. I'm sure we are going to get a lot more from this set in the upcoming weeks, and every time we do, I will try to make a video going over it. But let me know your thoughts on all of the new cards we are getting here down below in the comments, and let me know some archetypes that haven't been announced yet that you would like to see printed at some point in the near future. Thank you guys all so much for watching. A special thank you to my Platinum tier patrons, Goosey Q and Panther J, and to my Diamond tier patrons, Jesse Wood, Latrell Smith, and Elaine, and to my Egyptian God tier patron, Pink Penguin. Be sure to check out my Patreon for additional channel perks. Thank you to everybody who is a patron or channel member. You guys help me out tremendously. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to check out my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime content, and I hope you have an amazing day.